And the last point number 6, and this is a little counterintuitive based on what I just said about being worth following, but number 6 is you need to have a willingness to walk alone. Now, I'm not telling you always should, and I'm not telling you this is the end result or objective, but I am telling you that if you can't learn to walk alone at times, you're going to have a very, very difficult time doing anything meaningful in your life. You have to be able to walk alone, because when you start a project or a mission, or you're pivoting gears, or you're changing who you are within your family dynamic or your work environment, people aren't going to believe in you initially. Because you might frankly have a track record that says you're not somebody worth believing. And I know that might sound hard. I know that might sound frustrating to you, but look, the reality is the reality. You've spent 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years operating in a certain way, a certain mindset, and people are responding to you based on how you've been acting. And all of a sudden, if you start to change who you are by implementing these strategies and everything else that we talk about within Order of Man, people aren't going to initially follow you. And that's okay. You need to be willing to walk that path alone. When I started Order of Man 5 years ago, nobody, except for my wife, and even her, she had questions about it, but nobody believed in what I was doing. People thought it was stupid or that it was silly and it wasn't needed and they didn't get it and they didn't understand it. But you know what? They do now. They get it now. And they weren't hating on me. These were people who just didn't understand or didn't care to understand or cared about me and didn't want to see me throw away my financial planning practice that I had built up over the course of roughly 10 years. I get it. I understand. And I held no ill will against these individuals. But you know what? A lot of these same individuals are my biggest supporters now. They're the people who share what we're doing. They're the people who send me messages and say, hey, Ryan, I really appreciate what you're doing. You helped me in this way and that way. Man, it's so cool to see how far you've come. These are the types of messages I get from people because I was willing to walk alone. I was willing to go against the current, against the grain. That's a hard thing to do because everybody's going to tell you not to do it. And I don't think the overwhelming majority of people are devious in their desires for you not to do that. I just think that they have their own self-esteem issues. A lot of people just care about you and don't want to see you mess up. I mean, who wants to see their friends and their family mess up? You don't want to. So people say, be careful, be safe, don't take any risks. That doesn't make you the master of your domain. It makes you weak, it makes you cowardly, and it makes you produce mediocre at best results. You need to be willing to take that stand, like I had mentioned in point number 3, and you need to be willing to walk alone for a little while. And you know what? If you do, and you stay true to your purpose, and you stay true to your mission, and true to what you want to accomplish, and the fact that you want to be a king of your environment, every environment that you show up, people will begin to follow you. People will see, oh man, Dave's committed, Ryan's committed, Steve's committed. He's like in this thing. And whether they vocalize it or not, they'll begin to see it and they'll act in accordance with your ability to lead yourself. And they'll decide to be led by you.